Hello and welcome back to Being Significant. I am Rohit and I welcome you all to this fifth episode of Excel tutorial or Excel learning, which we are continuing. Okay, so in the last episode, we spoke about applying formulas and even previous to that, we have learned about navigating through the data and all that. So in this one, what we are going to cover is sorting and filtering the data in a little more advanced fashion. There will also be some overlap of writing the formula in this session as well. Okay, so let's straight on jump to our Excel exercise 5. The sheet is already there, and I've been telling this to you, like just check the description of the video to check the link which will have this data file. Okay, let's start our exercise. So this is the data, like I'll just tell you a little bit about this data. This is a data from Karnataka. So it has different number of wards, and this has been taken from economic census. So what does economic census do? Economic census captures all the establishments, all the factories or industries or like any particular business which is happening in that area by any establishment. Okay, so so this particular, the first column which is there, it's giving us like what ward number is there. So this is not the count, this is actually the number of ward. What is the ward number where we are taking this data on? So for example, if I'll take this row, it is telling me ward number 119 has 7,642 establishments or factories or businesses or whatever. And then it has in total 24,071 workers. So workers are anybody like who are working in these particular establishments, and this is the ward name. So 119 ward number has the ward name as this one. So this is the data which I have, and we'll be working with this. So let's start with our first prompt. It is asking us which 5 wards have the highest number of total workers. Okay, so this is my total workers, and what I need to do is I need to identify 5 wards, top 5 wards which have the highest number of total workers. If you'll intuitively try to think about it, if I'll arrange this data in a certain way where it will give me the top ones first, as in like in decreasing order, and then it will keep on decreasing the number of total workers. I guess I can select the first 5 from it, and then I can report the numbers to you. Okay, so that's exactly what I'll do. So for this, like in the previous episode, I think what we had done is we had selected this entire data and clicked on this filter button. Either you can do that or there's another way. Okay, so you can simply select this first row. By the way, you'll observe like this first row is the column names that I have. This is usually how the type of data which you'll be working with, and not like without the header ones. You will encounter that as well at times, but usually this is how all the data sets, especially the public data sets which are out there, will be given in this way. Okay, so my first row is my column. So if you remember in one of the episodes, we had created one extra column by giving the column name as even underscore odd. Okay, so in the same way, this already has column names for us. So what I can do, I can simply select this first row by clicking on this number 1, and I can go to my home, and there's a filter button, or even from data tab, I can simply click on this filter button. Okay, so once I'll do it, what will happen is like it will have all the drop downs over here. But the thing is, if I'll try to sort it now, what will happen is, because this is something which I've given over here, it will try to throw you an error because this is a merged value. So instead of doing it this way, so just remember, whenever you have merged columns, merge as in like when I've combined multiple cells, not columns, multiple cells into one, then it will start behaving in a different manner and it will try to throw you. So if I'll sort now this based on, let's say, largest to smallest, it will throw me an error that will say like this cannot be done because I have a merged cell over here, and it will not do the operation. So instead I'll undo my operation, and I'll rather select by dragging, and I did a left click on A, and I keep going towards right till my last data column is there. Okay, so I'll do this, and then I'll click on this filter button. So it will only apply this filters up to the column number which I've selected. Okay, now my requirement was to select the wards which have highest number of total workers. So I'll go to this total workers, I'll click on it. So this has something called sort largest to smallest. Okay, that means all the largest numbers first, and they like keep on going to the smaller and smaller number. So once I click on this, it has sorted my data in a certain way, and these are my top 5 wards. HMT, Pina. So here you can see the count. So this is, if I've selected these 5, so this will give me, I've selected 5 wards. So this is my top 5 wards in Bangalore. Sorry, I mistakenly said initially that this is the entire Karnataka data, but this is entire Bangalore data. So these are my top 5 wards which have highest number of total workers in Bangalore. Okay, so I can simply copy these and paste it over here somewhere, and I'll call it top wards in total workers. Okay, and I can like expand this. If I go over here, it will change this to this, and I can simply left click and drag and expand this. Okay, so these are my top 5 wards which have maximum total number of workers. Going to the next prompt, which 5 wards have the lowest number of establishments? Okay, so this time I've been asked to check like which wards have lowest number of establishment, not the total workers. So this time, because it is asking lowest, so what I need to do, click on this filter button again, and this time I'll do a smallest to largest. Okay, so once I'll do that, it will arrange my data from the smallest to the largest one. So in ward number 114, there are 470 establishments, and likewise it is going to increase. So I want the top 5. So again, like these are my 5 wards. I'll copy these, I'll paste it over here, and I can say, I can call it lowest number of establishments. Okay, so this is giving me the name of the wards in Bangalore which have the lowest number of establishments. Now moving to the third prompt, it is asking me to calculate the workers to establishment ratio for each ward. Okay, so this is asking the key, like look at the word calculate. That means I'll have to perform certain mathematical operation. That means that will go only by using a formula. So let's say I'll create a new column over here, which is my worker to establishment ratio. I want to check how many, in a way, workers are there per on an average per industry or per establishment. So what I'll do, I'll put my numerator as number of workers and my denominator as number of industries which are, and I simply put presenter, and if I'll double click on this button, it will like take the same reference of the columns which I've taken, and it will fill that in. So you will see like it's gone even beyond my data. So to avoid it, what I can do, I can simply, rather than double clicking on that button, I can drag it to my last, which has the value. Okay, so this is done. So this is my worker to establishment ratio for each ward. Yeah, so in a way, on an average, there are 3.6 workers per establishment in Agaram ward in Bangalore. Moving on to the last prompt, it is asking us which wards have more than 10 workers per establishment on an average. Okay, so 10. So in a way, this one is taking this particular column as reference. So this one is, you will see like it's not selected as my in the filter because the downer is not coming. So again, what I'll do, I'll select by left clicking on and dragging, and I'll click on filter 2 times so that this will even apply to this one. It is asking which wards have more than 10 workers per establishment on an average. Okay, so I'll click on this, and instead of, so one way is to just keep selecting these, but these are way too many, and hence we'll not be able to do it quickly. So there is another filter called number filters. So my condition is more than 10. So what I'll do, I'll click over here, I'll go to this number filter, and it should be greater than, what number is greater than 10. Okay, and I'll click on OK. Once I'll do this, I have these many wards which have workers per establishment on an average greater than 10. Okay, so I'm done with this. I'll deapply the filter and all my 4 requirements are done. So I'll recommend you to try these exercises on your own and try to see whether you can also get the same results that I've shown to you. All right. See you in the next episode. Bye.